You know the scene. A cloudy afternoon in Cleveland. The kind of air that feels heavy with something coming. Not weather, not wind. Change. And not just any change. Quarterback change. The kind of change that tears open a locker room, lights up talk radio for days, and sends a front office into full-scale existential crisis mode. Because something is happening inside the Cleveland Browns facility right now. Something seismic. And at the center of it all, SHEDEUR, freaking Sanders. If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed. That's right, the golden boy, the future, the rookie with the calmest eyes in the huddle, and the most electric arm this franchise has seen in decades. And while the coaching staff clings to veteran comfort like it's a life raft, the rest of the city, no. The football world can see it clear as day. This team belongs to SHEDEUR. But Kevin Stefanski? He's not there yet. Oh no, he's not letting go. He's gripping that depth chart like it's the last draft pick he'll ever make. Still talking about system familiarity and veteran experience. Still parading out Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco like it's 2019. And look, no hate on Flacco. Joe is a legend in his own right. But you can only play the grizzled vet card for so long before it turns into old guy holding things up. The man was practically pulled out of quarterback retirement, and now he's the face of stability? Please. Then there's Dylan Gabriel. Now this is where it gets spicy. Because Dylan, he was supposed to be next. The heir apparent. The franchise bet. They gave him the keys last year, let him crash a few times, but kept polishing him up like he was a long-term project worth the patience. And suddenly, he's invisible. SHEDEUR shows up, throws one practice dime across the middle that splits a safety and a linebacker, and you can feel the shift. The building gets quieter when he talks. The receivers run harder. The DBs start chirping more. Everyone knows. They don't say it, but they feel it in their bones. This is the guy. And Dylan? He knows it too. You can see it in the way he paces the sidelines. The look he gives when Sanders takes reps with the ones. It's not just frustration, it's panic. Because the future isn't just knocking. It's kicking down the door. And what happens next? The cracks start to show. Practice reps get political. Locker room whispers get louder. Players start splitting into camps. Team SHEDEUR versus team status quo. And when Jimmy Haslam walks onto the practice field with that look on his face, the we paid for a Ferrari and you're still letting the Corolla start every Sunday look, you know something's about to go down. Because Haslam isn't here for slow builds or cautious timelines. He's not running a football monastery. He's running a business. And right now, the best marketing this franchise has is a quarterback with 5 million followers, a rocket arm, and a logo that's already outselling half the league's merch lines. So Haslam, he wants SHEDEUR in that starter's chair yesterday. But Stefanski, he's digging in, staring at spreadsheets, watching old tape, citing game management like it's still 2012. The man is coaching like he's trying not to lose his job, instead of trying to win something. And if you've ever watched this team collapse in the fourth quarter, you know, coaching scared is coaching dead. And here's where it gets deliciously messy. Behind closed doors, people are talking about contracts, not extensions, terminations, staff members, coordinators, whispered leaks about friction, tension, creative differences, which in NFL speak means someone's about to get fired. Stefanski might still have his name on the office door, but the writing's already on the wall. This isn't just a quarterback controversy. This is a regime shift. Meanwhile, Sanders, cool as ever. Still showing up early. Still watching film like he's preparing for war. Still throwing dimes in practice like the spotlight doesn't faze him. And that unshakable composure, that's what's got everyone shook. He's not just talented. He's ready. And let's not forget the fans. Oh, the fans have already picked a side. Twitter is a full-blown war zone. Reddit threads are boiling over. There are already kids showing up at practice wearing knockoff SS crown chains and chanting for SHEDEUR before he even takes the field. He hasn't even thrown a regular season pass, and he's got more fan art than the Browns mascot. But here's the cruel irony. Cleveland, a team star for quarterback greatness, finally has it sitting right there in front of them, and they're stalling. Like they don't realize what they're playing with. Like they haven't watched this exact story play out before, in reverse. Because this league, it doesn't wait. This league doesn't hand out second chances. It rewards boldness. Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar, all of them were gambles. All of them had doubters. But the teams that believed early, they're swimming in playoff wins and MVPs. And Cleveland? Cleveland's still out here debating. It's giving fear. It's giving institutional anxiety. It's giving Cleveland. But there's a storm brewing, and it's not weather, it's a mutiny. The players are watching. The locker room vibe is shifting. The guys know what talent looks like. They've seen enough overthrows and 3-and-outs to recognize the difference when it walks through the door. And when your star wideout starts posting cryptic emojis after practice, that's not a vibe check. That's a warning flare. So what happens now? If Stefanski keeps resisting, if the front office doesn't act, if SHEDEUR keeps sitting, someone's going to snap. A player, a coordinator, the owner, maybe even SHEDEUR himself. And when that moment hits, when the dam breaks, it's going to be spectacular. Because you can't suppress a star for long. You can't keep a Ferrari in the garage and pretend the Honda Civic's still turning heads. Not when every practice snap, every Instagram highlight, every viral TikTok is telling the world. He's already that guy. And Gabriel, bless his heart, he's trying to stay composed, say the right things, put on the team-first face. But, deep down he's spiraling, watching his reps shrink, his role vanish, his career trajectory collapse in real time. Because he didn't lose the job. He got outshined. And Joe Flacco, he's just vibing, probably sipping coffee and collecting checks. He knows the drill. He's been through the fire. He's not here for a renaissance. He's here by time. But time just ran out. Because when a city starts believing, when a locker room starts rallying, when a quarterback starts owning the moment before it's even officially his, there's only one move left. Start him. Start SHEDEUR. Start the future now. Or sit back, stall, wait, watch him walk. To another team, another city, another moment you could have owned. And when that happens, if it happens, you won't just lose a quarterback. You'll lose a legacy. So Browns fans, front office, everyone watching, this is a line in the sand. Do you dare believe? Or do you cling to comfort while the moment passes you by? Because this isn't just about SHEDEUR Sanders anymore. This is about who you are as a franchise. Risk takers or regret collectors. And for the love of all things orange and brown, make a damn decision before the fans do it for you. Because once they turn, there's no coming back. Comment below, should the Browns hand the keys to SHEDEUR right now? Or are you still clinging to the past? Either way, subscribe. This saga is far from over. And if you think this was wild, all right, let's pick up right where we left off. It's Monday morning in Cleveland, and you can feel it before you even turn on the sports radio. Before you scroll the headlines or check the group chat that's now 87 texts deep with SHEDEUR memes, locker room leaks, and blurry sideline clips from a fan who swears he saw a coach yell at a quarterback during walk-throughs. Because the temperature has changed. Not the weather, the energy. The Browns facility has become a pressure cooker. Front office phones are lighting up. Media is circling like vultures. And somewhere deep in Berea, Kevin Stefanski is probably looking in the mirror and asking himself the one question no coach ever wants to ask. Am I already behind the moment? Because once the moment starts to outpace your decisions, you're no longer leading. You're just reacting. And that's exactly what's happening right now. The moment, it belongs to SHEDEUR Sanders. And it's not even close. Let's get real for a second. We've seen this movie before. A rookie quarterback with all the it factor in the world walks into a conservative, tight-laced organization, still clinging to their veteran plan. But instead of building around the new blood, they treat him like a threat, a problem to solve, a spotlight to dim, until the dam breaks, until one throw, just one, makes the entire stadium rise out of their seats, Until fans stopped caring about system compatibility or learning curves. Until the crowd starts chanting. And when the crowd starts chanting in Cleveland, you either ride that wave or you drown under it. Right now, Stefanski's wearing a life jacket and pretending he's not in the water, still giving press conferences where he uses phrases like competition in the room and earned opportunities, still talking about how SHEDEUR has a lot to learn. Okay, Kev, but how long are you going to pretend you don't see what everyone else sees? The future is standing right there, in pads, helmet on, already leading film sessions like he's the OC, already drawing up red zone, audibles and walk throughs, already walking past cameras with the poise of someone who knows the league is about to pivot around him. And Dylan Gabriel? He's not built for this kind of war. It's not even about his skills anymore. It's about timing. It's about destiny. And you can't outgame manage destiny. You can't dink and dunk your way through a revolution, because this is a full-on football uprising. Every day SHEDEUR doesn't start is another day the franchise looks like it's scared of its own reflection, like it knows what needs to happen but refuses to say it out loud, like the entire building is holding its breath, waiting for permission to believe again. And that's what SHEDEUR gives them, belief. You know what Flacco gives you. You know what Gabriel gives you. But SHEDEUR, he gives you possibility. That's what's got fans lining up at the gate for open practices, like it's a playoff tailgate in August. That's what's got rookie DBs saying he's different in post-practice interviews. That's what has veteran linemen protecting him like their next contract depends on it. Because it does. This kid walks into the huddle, and people lock in. You can't coach that. You can't manufacture that in a playbook. That's aura. That's command. That's the difference between being on the team and being the team. And that's what's got Haslam pushing harder than ever. Ownership sees a vision. They don't care about coaching egos or quarterback pecking orders. They care about winning. Now. And they know SHEDEUR isn't just a shiny new toy. He's the only weapon that can actually change the trajectory of this franchise. He's not here to be the next maybe. He's here to be the first definite. But the longer this drama drags on, the uglier it's going to get. We're talking potential locker room splits, public frustration, media circus. And you just know if SHEDEUR isn't starting week 1, every incompletion from Gabriel is going to get dissected like it's a crime scene. Every 3 and out, a referendum. Every check down, a scandal. And what happens if SHEDEUR lights it up in garbage time or takes a preseason snap to the house? You think you're going to be able to silence that hype? Good luck. You're not just dealing with a quarterback now. You're dealing with a movement. And once fans start buying into a movement, you can't hit pause. You can't coach around it. You embrace it or you get run over by it. Let's be honest. Cleveland has fumbled quarterback decisions before. It's kind of a rite of passage at this point. But this one's different. This isn't a question of whether SHEDEUR is good enough. He is. This is a question of whether the Browns are brave enough. Are they bold enough to trust their instincts? Are they strong enough to admit that this kid is the moment? Because right now, the only thing standing between SHEDEUR Sanders and greatness is a clipboard, a coach too cautious for his own good, and a quarterback room that about to implode under the weight of denial. The smart play? Rip the bandage off. Make the announcement. Let the world know. SHEDEUR is the guy. Not later. Not next season. Now, let him take the reins. Let him learn on the field. Let him make the mistakes while the upside is still raw. Because every snap you give to someone else is a wasted rep, a wasted opportunity, a wasted era. And look, no one's saying it won't be messy. That's football. That's growth. But you want to know what's way messy, eh? Waiting too long. Missing the window. Watching him go somewhere else. Somewhere that gets it. And flourish while you're still juggling quarterback competition like it's a high school JV roster. That's the real nightmare. And that's the one Cleveland's been waking up to every 5 years. But they don't have to this time. Because SHEDEUR Sanders, he's not a gamble. He's a gift. And if the Browns are smart, they'll treat him like one. So here's the final truth bomb, the last wake-up call, the headline you're going to see if the franchise doesn't act. Cleveland had him and let him walk. Don't be that team. Don't be that city. Don't be that story. Let SHEDEUR play. Let him lead. Let him be what you brought him here to be. The future. The question now isn't, is he ready? It's, are you? All right, let's go. Because at this point, the SHEDEUR situation in Cleveland, it's not just a quarterback dilemma. It's not even a coaching controversy anymore. It's a full-blown identity crisis. Let's be honest with each other. How many times can one franchise look greatness in the face and say, maybe later? How many times can you be handed potential on a silver platter, then spend months overanalyzing, second-guessing, and backpedaling into mediocrity? Apparently, one more time, unless something changes, and fast. Because right now, SHEDEUR Sanders is standing at the edge of the future, helmet in hand, cleats laced, ready to step into his destiny. And instead of letting him run through the door, the Cleveland Browns are having a meeting about QB rep distribution. Let that sink in. While the rest of the NFL is watching this kid glow like a beacon, the Browns are still passing around flowcharts and projected readiness timelines. This isn't a film review session. This is football fate knocking. Loudly. And guess who's stuck in the middle of all this chaos like a deer in headlights? Gabriel. Poor guy. 1 week you're the future of the franchise. The next, you're the third most discussed quarterback in your own locker room. And not because of a bad game, but because someone showed up who makes every throw look like a trailer for a Madden reboot. You can see the tension in his body language, the way he holds the clipboard a little tighter, the way he talks to the press, saying things like, we're all competing, and I just want what's best of the team. But his eyes are screaming, why is everyone acting like I'm invisible? And honestly, it's not even personal. He didn't lose the job. He just walked into the wrong building at the wrong time. Because the second SHEDEUR stepped on the field and launched that 40-yard laser in double coverage with zero hesitation and full confidence, it was over. He owned it. He took the moment and made it his. He didn't just perform. He shifted the room. That's the part people forget when they try to talk numbers and mechanics. Quarterbacking is more than stats. It's an aura, a gravitational pull. It's walking into a huddle and making grown men believe they're about to run through a brick wall because you said so. And SHEDEUR, he has that. He is that. But here's what's wild. The longer the Browns wait, the more they risk destroying the very thing they're trying to preserve, their future. Because momentum is a fragile thing, especially in the NFL. You don't just store it on a shelf like emergency Gatorade. You use it. You capitalize when the stars align and the crowd is leaning in and the locker room is nodding along. You ride the wave before it becomes a missed opportunity. You think the Chiefs waited until Patrick Mahomes had 48 weeks of system integration before letting him loose? No, they saw what they had, and they unleashed it. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, these guys weren't ready by traditional standards, but they were hungry, and their franchises fed them. Because that's what winners do. But Cleveland's out here meal prepping while the whole league is feasting. And you know what's making it worse? The locker room is slipping. It's subtle now. Just a few side eyes, a few grumbles during meetings, a little less energy during reps with the current starters. But if you know football, you know that vibe is everything. When your guys believe in the quarterback, they play harder. They block longer. They take the hits and come back for more. But when they don't believe, oh, you feel that too. The tension, the hesitation, the invisible fracture line running down the middle of the team. And SHEDEUR, he's winning that locker room without even trying. They watch the way he studies film, the way he talks to the O-line, the calm he brings to pressure. It's leadership, raw and unfiltered, and no one's buying he's too green narrative anymore. They see the spark. They want the fire. Even the vets, guys who've been in the league a decade, are side-texting agents like, yo, this kid might be him. So let's go ahead and address the elephant in the quarterback room. Joe Flacco. Joe, we love you. We do. You're the bridge quarterback of every franchise's dreams. You bring calm. You bring wisdom. You bring, well, a 34-year-old back and knees that click when you jog. But this is not your story anymore. You're not the future. You're the clipboard holder, the emergency phone behind the glass. And right now, Cleveland doesn't need safety. It needs salvation. That's what SHEDEUR offers. Not just talent, but a reset, a new era, a clean slate for a franchise that has desperately needed one since before most of us had iPhones. And don't think SHEDEUR doesn't feel the pressure. Of course he does. The legacy, the name, the weight of a city waiting, begging for someone to step up and say, we're done losing. We're done being a joke. We're done being that team. And SHEDEUR's answer to all of that? Put me in. Simple, confident, ready. Now, whether ownership pushes a button or not, that's the drama. Jimmy Haslam is watching his $5 billion investment teeter on the edge of either becoming iconic or irrelevant, and he knows what's at stake. Because if they let this moment slip, if they bend SHEDEUR for fear of rocking the boat, they're not just stalling a quarterback's growth. They're sending a message to everyone watching. We don't trust our own future. That's how you lose a fan base. That's how you lose free agents, confidence, momentum, everything. And worst of all, that's how you lose SHEDEUR. Because guess what? There are 31 other teams, and a dozen of them would kill to build around a generational talent who checks every box and brings his own entire movement with him. You think Atlanta wouldn't roll out the red carpet? You think Vegas wouldn't build a palace around him? All it takes is one wrong offseason, one bad decision, one quarterback room too crowded with fear and egos. And suddenly, you're the franchise that had SHEDEUR Sanders. Had, but didn't believe. And that's the kind of mistake that follows you for years. The kind of regret you don't bounce back from. The kind that makes other young stars look at you sideways during contract talks. Because if you didn't protect your own, why would they think you'll protect them? This isn't just about one start. This is about an identity shift. Are the Browns going to be bold? Are they going to step into the future with both feet and build something lasting? Or are they going to be the cautionary tale we bring up every season when another rookie QB shines somewhere else? Because SHEDEUR Sanders is ready. And the longer you wait, the more obvious it becomes that the only people who aren't are the ones making the decisions. So, Browns Nation, sound off. Do you want to keep rewriting the same sad story every season? Or are you ready for a new chapter? One with fire, swagger, leadership, playmaking. One where we stop hoping for the future and finally live in it. The choice isn't on the field anymore. It's in the front office. And the clock is ticking.